Wake up, sleepyhead. Oh. Here. Oh. This is for you.
I don't want it.
Oh.
Well, if you don't want it, I'll take it.
It's not that I don't want it, but I want you to have it.
Fluff Bites' streams are intended for mature audiences. Be prepared for disturbing and dark games and themes, difficult discussions, and things that may be outside of your comfort zone. Please respect boundaries and treat others with respect. If you're 18 plus, please leave. If you don't open your mind, your headmates won't speak. What? You mean I'm deafening them myself? The whole system has a mind of its own. They're all individuals. But I was the first. I'm the most important. You've heard them, haven't you? More like whispers. Nothing like real voices. Is it fun? You mean this game? It's just meh. But you play it all the time. Yeah. But it's just meh. I used to think it was fun. But from a game creator's perspective, it's just meh. I see. The interface isn't done well. It's hard to understand. Even the level designs are whack. Well, you know all about that. I wanted to tell you I've decided. Decided what? I'm getting a full-time job. What? Why so suddenly? It wasn't sudden. I got an offer from my boss a long time back. He wanted to hire me full-time for a while. Till now, I've been turning him down. Are you okay with the fact you won't be able to make games anymore? Do you remember the promise that we made? What promise? I guess you don't. You know, in my job at the cafe, they let me illustrate the menu and create boards for special deals. And the customers that come by tell me my designs are cool. Or my pictures are pretty. They just look genuinely pleased with my work. And that's enough for me. That's all I've got to say. I'll go now. Hey, Connie-chan? Can I ask why you make games now? Thanks for everything. It was fun.
Attention passengers. Attention passengers. A raid just came in. Thank you so much for the raid, Toby. Hope you're having a great day. Keep tuning in for the stream if you want to, but if you're tired and need to recharge, feel free. Welcome, Raiders, to the Fluffbite Entertainment System. We'll be with you shortly.
But not as much as she hoped it would be. It felt like the weight was pressing down on her. Puffy was nestled at her side. Unlike Zhao, she could sleep whenever she chose to. Zhao's shoulder itched. She undid the buttons of her shirt, pulling it down over her shoulder, then peeled back the sticky plastic gel dressing. At first, her fingers moved with a curious stroke across the wound, and then dug in, as if to push straight through and into bone. Even though she watched the doctor pull it out, it felt like that piece of metal was still inside her, cutting her as she moved, poisoning her blood. But her wound was already healed. It didn't hurt at all, even as she clawed at it. It felt like something stuck to her, something that she couldn't just scratch or scrape away. Everything today felt warped and perverse. This was the heart of the violent patriotism that had been driven into her surroundings like a knife. And yet, Ayane was the most seditious person she'd ever met. Susie acted like a pleasant teacher, not the person who would be marching Zao to her death. Sima was a total oddity, as if she was living in another world entirely. The faces of the pilots she saw today were all laughing, chatting over lunch, reading books or playing around. No one here cared at all. Not about what was going to happen to them, and not about what they were being made to do. I was almost killed and nobody noticed. I saw somebody dying in front of me, and nobody cares. That's what I thought today. But those are just my selfish feelings. Everyone here is experiencing that same thing, and they don't care. They kill, and they don't care. They die, and they don't care. I saw someone die. Do I care? I shrug it off. That's not the first time I've even seen it. I almost died. Do I care? It's fine. I've been hurt worse than this. I saw that dragon, and I felt good. I felt powerful. I felt like I had some control. I feel like I'm being infected by something. The attitude you need to survive this place. Those other pilots all act normal. Just unremarkable people, just like me. The special quality that lets you be a pilot doesn't come with anything else. It doesn't mean you're cut out to be a soldier. It doesn't prepare you for anything. And they're all just forced to keep doing it. No matter how I feel, I'll be forced to do it. Do I really care either way? Am I really gonna survive this?
It's looking like my time has arrived. Welcome, everybody. Yeah. Pfft. Didn't mean to use my flying powers. How are you, everybody? It's me, Fantasiabyte. Previously known as Infantabyte. But let's just say I've grown up a little. And I'm really into music and magical things. I'm telling you, you need to save the game. Save the game, Moo. It's gonna be weird if you don't save the game. This is from one of my favorite video games. You and Me and Her, a love story. It's a horror game that apparently inspired Doki Doki Literature Club.
All the world's
Heck!
rich, and all the men and women and enemies, merely players.
They have their exits and their entrances. Oh, that's all? I thought they were gonna do the whole poem. The piece. Whatever.
All the world's a stage.
Ah! It's raining down subs.
Merely
I mean,
players. They have their exits.
it's this
and their
Twitch channel, so of course, this is where subs go to feel good. Or one of the places subs go to
All the
guild.
world's a stage.
Oh my god, you're gonna make me turn it off?
Women, merely players. They have their
Oh, I guess it is gonna do it 5
and
times,
their
isn't it?
entrances.
I'm glad that it happened before I decided to
All the
say.
world's a stage, and all the men and women and MBs, merely players. They have their exits and their entrances.
That's not the follower thingy, that's the subscription thingy. We should maybe get a shorter one?
All the world's a stage, and all the men and women and MBs, merely players. They have their exits and their entrances.
I mean, I'm sure there's at least a few, there's probably a few switches in chat at the very least. Probably not only subs. But subs is cool. All the men and women and MBs. Subordinate. Anyway, last time I tried to debut, I think last year, like towards the end of the year, around Christmas. But a thing that happened, that also happened, that technically happened today as well, that I almost panicked and canceled the stream again, was that right before stream, my hacking, my face tracking wasn't detecting. But it was fixable with just restarting the computer. So I guess I shouldn't have been as worried. You know? Oh, excuse me, I need to drink some water. I tried not to do too much today because it's supposed to be a big stream and probably long too. I'm definitely going for at least 12 hours, probably longer, depending. For folks who are new here, hi, I'm Fantasiabyte. We are the Fluffbyte Entertainment System. We are a group of plural streamers. We share a body, that's what plural means. There are other identity terms related to sharing a body. This is the one that we use. Other ones you might be familiar with, maybe like DID, dissociative identity disorder, or the more archaic one, multiple personality disorder. We decided as a system that we wanted to have a YouTube channel and stream and like use the fact that the internet is the way it is and like art and stuff is the way it is, that we can have personas and be individuals. And me having my own VTuber model is been a long time coming, because generally we've noticed that folks who have like some sort of art and then to a higher degree have a VTuber model are much more grounded in our system. which we really like because we like to share space. A lot of systems sometimes default to 1 or 2 folks to like front all the time, and that happens to us too, but we try to make it as egalitarian as possible. We don't like hierarchies. No hierarchies. Hierarchies bad. Or unjustified hierarchies at least. So we try to lean away from having a host in a traditional sense. But honestly, who's fronting often is decided by who's streaming the most. So now I have a stream day. It's Tuesdays. It's Fantasiabytes, Nightmares, and Dreamscapes. And play some horror adorable stuff. Some of the horror adorable stuff today will be like love related, quote unquote, but like I'm not necessarily doing a Valentine's Day stream in like a heavy-handed way. There are some games that I think would be interesting to play today, which I will. But if I was gonna play every single game that I wanted to, that was ancillarily the Valentine's Day related, then we would like hecking never finish the stream, because we'll just go on forever. I mean, I could easily start up you and me and her love story, but we probably have 45 hours left in that before we finish, at least if we're gonna voice act it. But I'm already gonna play a visual novel today, so I won't do that. How is everyone though? I feel really good that in the starting soon screen I saw so many different faces. Or digital faces. You know what I mean. I'm really touched that y'all came out here for me. I'm really appreciative of Toby and Rachel's raids. Thank you for supporting us and sharing your communities with us and trusting us. That means the world to us. And we hope you have a good time no matter what you're doing, even if you have us in the background. Do a flip! Oh, okay. I think I can do that, actually. I don't know if I can do it faster. Nope. I'm doing the flip. Very, very slowly. I'm really good at flipping. So I guess I'll keep talking while I'm flipping. Oh right, I use she, her pronouns. I'm a Lombax, which is apparently a FOTS-like thing from Ratchet and Clank. I say apparently because I play very little Ratchet and Clank. Some might call me a poser for taking this Sona, even though I've never actually played a Ratchet and Clank game. Or I should say, I haven't, like, singularly? I haven't played a Ratchet and Clank game since knowing that I existed within a system. We played one Ratchet and Clank game. I think it was Tools of Destruction. Whatever was the PS3 game that was like a rebootish thing that came out around the time that the movie came out, I think. That one. We played that one and we loved it. We know a lot of people who love the games, and when Rivet got announced, I was like, oh, that's so cool. I was actually considering being a mouse, but when I saw her design, and I found out that she was like trans canonically, essentially, lore-wise, she's trans, even if they don't like say it expressly in the game. But I don't have a PS5, so I don't know. Wow, this is a really long flip. Wow. Who knew flips were so arduous? Oh, right. When I saw that she had a prosthetic and was an amputee, I was really intrigued, because I didn't know until I saw her character and was seeing a character who was an amputee. I was like, oh, I think for some reason that vibes with me. I don't know why that vibes with me. I don't usually have like limb dysphoria, but like if the body was mine, then my dream other than gender transitioning would probably be cutting off my leg and getting a prosthetic. I know there's a term for that. Oh wait. Oh, sorry. I need to go to 0. I basically went so far around, the program stopped reading me as being able to, like, rotate anymore. It was like, you've reached the maximum amount of rotation. Fuck off. So that was hilarious. So yeah, I'm Fantasia. I like visual novels and Metroidvanias and apparently horror games, because Fear Termina has been amazing, and it's taking all of my willpower not to just play that for 12 hours, to be completely honest. Talking about system power balances? Oh, yeah. System power balances. Systems have, like, to deal with a lot of power structure type stuff. I mean, I know systems who generally a lot of headmates let others deal with stuff because it is just very stressful, and they just don't have room to explore. And that's something that can be a thing. And I think Hano had said it in a stream in chat recently of like trying to allow and being worried about like the autonomy of headmates within their system. Because like folks who generally front more and know what stuff is happening, and especially headmates who keep in contact with other headmates, not all systems are like this, but some headmates in a system are better at communicating internally than others. So we've known systems that had to refer to a certain headmate in the system like who had that role, like a communication role. We currently have 2 members who are like that. One is literally an AI from a book we read, so that kind of just slid in a little bit too perfectly. Though that was one of our few purposeful tulpamances. Literally, we had a fictive who really missed that character, or missed that person, and wanted to have a fictive in the system from the same universe. So it was okay to do that. And it was weird that they had to ask, even, you know? And that's like a power structure thing, too, of like what we'll allow internally and externally. Not gonna lie, I thought the stream was 2 hours later. Hey, I mean, time zones are a thing. We wouldn't miss this. You wouldn't miss this? Me telling you to save your game or face the extreme consequences? Hello. Happy debut. Good luck and enjoy yourself. Thank you, Folgadrum. I hope I pronounced it that right. Most of the streamers we watch go late or start late, such as y'all, but we still want to be here. Rawr. Thank yous. Well, I'm glad. We actually, when we first started streaming, we streamed like super late at night most of the time. Like 8 p.m. 8 p.m. would be a normal start time for us. We even had some streams for a while that started at like midnight or 2 a.m. We like Adult Swim and Toonami, and we try to emulate that too. Not just in the scheduling, but also like, I don't know, we're generally a night critter, or we used to be a night critter, and then we moved a year ago, and then our circadian rhythm got totally thrown off, and now we're a morning person. Collect yourself, it's okay. I don't believe we're a morning person now. We wake up at 6 a.m. and make coffee. I mean, making coffee part isn't super bad, and we don't need to take the coffee to stay awake, but like, it's a routine. And it's just not a routine we imagine for ourselves. I haven't actually planned to play Ratchet & Clank today, but I could be convinced. I think we have Deadlock downloaded? Probably Deadlocked. Actually, I do have a itinerary. So according to my itinerary, there's a crinkle bump. We did the crinkle bump. Let me just strike that out. Crinkle bump done. Hello introduction, which we're basically done with. We'll say we're done with it. Next thing, I'm gonna be singing some songs from various video games and anime, or related to video games and anime. Related to video games and anime. That would be better. And then before my first break, I'm gonna play 3 games. One is a... What do you call those platformers who like bend you over and stick spikes up your ass? The stuff like I Want to Be the Guy. Whatever genre that is. I'm playing a game from that called Mighty Jilloff, which is a game with I'm pretty sure it's been created by a trans woman with trans characters, and is very fetishy while still being TOS safe. It's about masochism. It's actually not subtle. It's not subtle at all. It's actually a really cool. The game itself is a metaphor for how people who like really hard games and people who like making games for people who like really hard games are kind of in a maso-sado relationship. That is masochist and sadist. Really interesting game, and we've beaten it before, so I know it won't take me super long to beat it. It's not a super long game. Next, we'll have the demo for Sea of Stars, which is a game we've been waiting for since 2020? At least 2020. And they only just released like a public demo recently. They had a public demo at some point in 2021, but they only kept up for a short amount of time, and then never again for like a year and a half, unless you were like a beta tester from the Kickstarter, I think. It's a turn-based RPG that takes a lot of nods from Chrono Trigger and other such JRPGs, although I'm told that everyone takes inspiration from Chrono Trigger, so I don't know if that makes it special in any way. But I really like the art. Honestly, it's more of a drizzle pick, but since it's my stream, I'm playing it. And then the last game I'm gonna play before break is a game called Liar Princess and Blind Prince, which is like I think an NIS America game? It's published by the same people who publish the Disgaea games. And that one's gonna be really interesting because it's a storybookish game. It's basically a puzzle platformer where you play a wolf demon werewolf girl type person who is trying to lead a blind prince to safety. So yeah, we're gonna get furry. We're gonna get real furry. Fantasia, tell us about your outfit. You look like a Kingdom Hearts character. Oh right, that's a thing. And then this music starts playing. I was like, wait, Dora the Explorer? No, Dora's theme. What game is this from? Most of the music in this playlist is from a game. This is from Momodora 2, I think. Okay, so I have a lot of outfits. Before I go to games and after singing, but before I go to games, I'll go through my two main outfits in detail. I have a third outfit, but I'm saving that for a different stream because I was going to utilize it during this stream, but the content I wanted to do with it didn't pan out. And so I want to wait till later. This is just one variation of this outfit, though. This is like, in terms of being like a... What's the word I'm looking for? In terms of being like a stereotypical VTuber, this is our most stereotypical model yet. This model was done by actually someone from the baby fur community. As you probably know while watching this stream, we're baby furs, or most of us are on the age play spectrum. Age play spectrum? Age regression? We need a new word because age play like frames it as like play as in role play, but it's not always role play for everyone. but I also don't want to exactly say age life as in lifestyle, because I don't like the association with like how people try to treat queer people and saying, oh, you're queer is a lifestyle choice, we can discriminate now. That thing, yeah, I don't like that association. But there are people who experience maturity and age in a dynamic fashion. And many of them use terms like little, age play, DDLG, and stuff like that. Some people only do it for like kink and fetish reasons, which are totally valid. But us and a lot of people that we know, it goes down a little bit more deeper than that. In terms of my outfit, it is very much like kidcore, I think. But it's also a reflection of just being a fucking weeb. It's just being a fucking weeb. If you've ever heard of Hyperdimension Neptunia, there is a game. There is a mini games. But the thing about the characters in that game are that they're all like reflections of consoles that existed. Like they have an Xbox waifu, they have two Nintendo DS waifus, one for each screen, stuff like that. But they also have waifus that reflect some of the companies, and one of them, which I believe her name is IF, also known affectionately as Iffy by her friends. She has a jacket like this, and that's what this is modeled after. I took inspiration from a lot of different like anime art I found. We've always liked galoshes, so I needed to have these boots, cause stomping in the rain is the best. My shorts are kinda just chill. Like we kinda like frilly stuff, and I've mentioned I have like tomboyish tendencies, but like I guess I'm like a soft tomboy, because like I definitely wear like pants and shorts a lot, but like I really like frilly stuff. So I try to get the best of both worlds. Obviously I'm a gamer, so if you notice around my outfit, there's a lot of gamer shit. There is on my my Seifuku tie, that's like a D-pad. You can see buttons at the bottom of my blouse. And yeah, I'm very inspired by controllers. Wait, that's the whole jacket off. Cycle through? There we go. I can also have sleeves because I had to do my sleeves are so long you can't see my fingies. I just had to. But I can also just take the whole jacket off. That's neat. I'm leaning towards this as my like default outfit, but like I do have another outfit that was originally my default outfit that I still like, but this one I feel much more comfortable in, at least right now. But you know, that's how clothes work. Who knows? There we go. I was like, why did the music stop? Oh wait, I'm gonna have to drink some tea, because I'm about to sing in a minute. And you're either gonna love it or you're gonna hate it, but I hope you like it. That Sword Art Online would have been a good guess. I like that I could fit into that universe, that I could fit into like a cadre of anime very easily. And it's really cool. Rage games. Kaiso games. Rage Kaiso games. Yes, I'm starting with a Rage Kaiso game. Ooh, is this the Super Meat Boy Foot Fetish character game? Motherfucker, what? Wait. Yes. Yes, I think it... Wait, maybe? I mean, there's some foot licking. There's at least one foot lick. Or boot lick? There's some boot licking, but the good kind? There's some good boot licking, but I didn't immediately imagine it was a foot fetish game. It feels more like leather. Just like leather fetish. But it probably has some foot there. Oh, welcome back, doggy. Agary? I don't like the Agary label. I don't use it for myself, and my system doesn't either. Generally because the Agary community, and I'm almost positive I'm pronouncing it wrong, generally are, even though they are like they are a safe word community and try specifically to separate themselves from fetishists, they explicitly, or I don't want to paint too wide a brush, but what from we've seen in that community, there's been a lot of open space for people in that community who are minors and who are legal adults commingling, and we don't think that should happen. So we can't really feel safe in that community or using that label, since it's just a little too unsafe. I think for both parties, even without the even trying to take kink type stuff out of it, there can still be power dynamics in those sort of communities, in relationships, in friendships. The big little dynamic occurs all over, and even beyond that, it's way too adjacent with a bunch of people whose maturity fluctuates, and I think that I think I'll leave it at that for now. We actually are working on, we need to get back to it, an essay about the ADBL and baby fur community, but generally speaking, we would talk about the ancillary communities as well. So that's just my take at a glance, though we will do more research into that community so that I can have a better understanding of it all. Ironically, I'm more middle than I think folks who watch us are necessarily used to, or think they're used to, because a lot of us, especially on stream, are more in a little space, more of a middle space than a little space. But I specifically think of myself as a little bit more middle, even though, pacifiers and stuff are cool, but, My age experience and existence is very dynamic and unstable. Relatable. My emotional maturity and emotional state is unstable and fluid and influenced subconsciously by others sometimes. Meow.
Hello.
Hello. There's a crocodile behind me.
I'm peeking over the ledge.
You're kicking over the ledge.
Peeking over the ledge.
Kicking over the ledge.
I'm admiring you.
I have cool boots. Oh,
You do have cool boots.
Someone said foot fetish earlier, I think. Feet!
Oh my god, feet.
So, if you like beans, I have them. I have major beans. I almost forgot about the beans. We had to go back to our rigger and be like, wait. But I need a shoe removal. Stinky feet. And I don't wear socks, so you get the unadulterated foot experience. This gives me genuine euphoria talking about frilly stuff and gender things and soft tomboy stuff and wanting to be kitty, but sometimes boyish but girly too. It's funny because I never even thought of putting the words soft and tomboy together, but it totally works for me. But it shouldn't be as surprising because, soft boys exist. And, tomboys exist, but I think that there's probably an over-focusing on tomboys who are, for lack of a better term, tomboys who could step on me or making me look like a weakling by their sports prowess. Because those are, the very stereotypical tomboys. Those and, warriors. High-tier warriors. Shit, even the main character from Brave, I think, falls into that. Oh my god, yeah, girl boy, boy girl fancy vibes are my favorite. Heck yeah! Most of us can't identify with woman. All of us identify with girl, and some of us identify with boy. It's a mess, and one we don't care to clean up. Some messes are comfortable, like when you have a nice pile of clothes on your floor that works just really well as a couch. I appreciate those feelings. I'm one of the only binary folks in my system, and I definitely identify more with girl than woman. But I think that might be also age fuckery as well. Because before we knew we were trans, we also didn't want to be called a man, but we're still okay with being called boy. Honestly, the amount of times that we wanted to be treated a certain way, but we're on the exact edge of some sort of queer, like, manifesto-ish realization was so much. But we grew up around a lot of homophobia and stuff, so we push ourselves back in the closet constantly. We even found on Wikipedia, I don't know if it still exists, but there was a page called Queer Heterosexuality. It's like, it's when you're heterosexual, but like, you do it in a queer way? We identified with it really hard, because it was like, I'm not gay because I like girls, but everything else about me is gay. But I didn't know what trans was, or we didn't know what trans was. Goshies, yeah, that does too. I prefer being girl, not woman, and also some of us identify with boy too. And also I want to be cutie femmy boy sometimes too. Just want to be gender and loved. Yeah, we mean boots, not feet. I see. That's what they show you in the cutscene. Happy debut day! That was in fact a sentence. Yeah, it's like a birthday. I mean, we treat it like a birthday, at least in terms of like celebrating it. Or we try to at least. Gosh, I'm so behind on chat. Okay, I'm not like super behind on chat. It was like, I just now got to someone talking about the crocodile. Tobians. I want to softly rub your feet. Goshies, like your feet are genuinely cute. Well, I mean, I wouldn't think you would call them fakely cute, but thank you. Soft and tomboys, and I didn't know that soft boys exist too. Goshies, I love talking about gender feels that I relate with. I would say we were using the term soft boy in place of femboy before femboy jumped from being just a sets thing to like a general identity thing, or accepted as a general identity thing. Oh, enjoy your lurks, Sonny. Oh, debug menu. I like that. The Rigby bed experience. Oh, yeah. I think he also slept on a trampoline at some point. Gosh, I relate with pushing ourselves into the closet with our boy feels. Gosh, why do gender girls give me happy gay boy soft boy feels that are femme too? Gosh, being gender fluid is great. Gender is a wild ride. I came back to my desktop computer and blue screen, lol. Whoa, I was too much, man. Alright. Forever hold your pees. Well, actually, don't hold your pee at all. I think that's actually a rule in chat that you pee. I mean, pee where you like, obviously. But I have almost no tea left, and it's getting cold, so this is the perfect time for me to start singing. I would sing to you up here, but it feels a little... How do I say... less intimate? I probably won't be able to respond at all till the end. I'm doing more than one song. I wouldn't exactly call it a concert or whatever, but I mean, if you want to call it that, you can. Thank you. We're gonna start. When I'm all alone in my chair, I just go about wishing. Gotta be strong, gotta be trusted. When I'm alone in my bed, I just go about yearning. Wanna be cool, wanna be like her. I've come so far now, trying to find my way. If I believe I will be okay, and I'm gonna fly high and reach for the sky. I'll be the best in all the heavens, and somebody will be waiting for me, so I know I will find my way. And I'm gonna fly high and reach for the sky. I'll be the best in all the heavens, because I know you believe in me, so I know this'll be the day when I see you again. You will not recognize my face, 'cause I found my own way. When I'm alone in my workshop, I just go about learning how to move forward and how to grow. And when I'm alone in my shed, the bolts are constantly turning. It's only a matter of time. Won't need to be like you. I'm going to prove to you I can play my play. If I'm myself and true to my heart, and I'm gonna fly high and reach for the sky. I'll be the best in all the heavens, and somebody will be waiting for me, so I know I will find my way. And I'm gonna fly high and reach for the sky. I'll be the best in all the heavens, because I know you believe in me, so now I found my way. I wanna fly high so I can reach the highest of heaven. Somebody'll be waiting for me, so I've got to fly higher. And I'm gonna fly high and reach for the sky. I'll be the best in all the heavens, and somebody will be waiting for me, so I know I will find my way. And I'm gonna fly high and reach for the sky. I'll be the best in all the heavens, because I know you believe in me, so I know this'll be the day when I see you again. You might not recognize my face, because I found my own way. Yeah. Yeah. Faye, you've got a way to fall. They'll tell you where to go, but they won't know. Faye, you'd better take it all. They'll tell you what they know, but they won't show. Oh, I've got something in my soul. I need to be alone while I suffer. Faye, you've got a way to kill. They're picking on you still, but they don't know. Faye, you better wait to bloom. They'll tell you what is yours, but they'll take mine. Oh, I've got something in my soul. I need to be alone while I suffer. Oh, there's a hole inside my boat. I need to stay afloat for the summer long. Oh, I've got something in my throat. I need to be alone while I suffer. Oh, there's a hole inside my boat. I need to stay afloat for the summer. Faye, you better wait to fall. They'll tell you where to go, but they won't know. Always in a conflict, other times I'm broken in this crazy place we call our home. Ever since the day that I was born, I've been all alone. Now with you, my tears have all dried up. You're all in my dreams, I wanna go. It's where I'm home. I met you at the wrong time, secrets for a lifetime. Just promise me you'll keep it close. Play along like everything's alright. We'll be just fine. Now with you, there's no point in trying. 'Cause all that we need's in front of us, our heaven made of our love. Bonds that we made on that day surpass even familiar ways. Connected our hearts, together we'll stay. Grab on my hand, yeah, come on, let's go. What should we eat when we're finally home? Hey, what was about your day? There are the things I wanna say. I wanna be friends with you the rest of my days. It's always a comedy when we play. Dancing around on this creaking bed. We'll laugh along until our cheeks are red. Living our life out like this, we'll just play along. Even as a child, felt it for a while. Never had so much work with self-esteem. Acting like I'm normal, now I see. Who am I really? Now with you, I'm living my own life. My single light throughout my life can only be found in your eyes. Now looking back on that day, the curse on my mind went away. From inside my heart, goodbye lonely days. We're heading home, yeah, come on, let's go. We'll pick up flowers along the way. They look so beautiful out today. These are the things I wanna say. Miracles happen when you're with me. Living my life with you happily. Out in the kitchen, we're cooking late. Our fairy tale, no words can never relate. Living our life out like this, will just play up. When we're off to work, we can see off just you and me. The morning sun, it rises high. I'm thankful for the way you're here with me today. For now, let's hold hands. Grab on my hand, yeah, come on, let's go. What should we eat when we're finally home? Hey, tell me about your day. These are the things I wanna say. I wanna be with you the rest of my days. It's always a comedy when we play. Dancing around on this creaking bed. We'll laugh along until our cheeks are red. Living our life the best we can be, maybe it'll be our eternity. What happens next, maybe we'll find out. Talking forever without a doubt. Laughing along, yeah, that's what we'll do. And it's always a comedy when it's me and you. And all the days that our family shares, we can relate. We'll laugh like this one, just play along. Wow. Thank you. That's all the singing. For now. Maybe. The first song was, Found My Way by, oh gosh. It is like a Tails fan song. Gosh, I know I wrote down the credits. By Emmy Jones. Yeah, Find My Way is a Tails song by Emmy Jones. And then there's Way to Fall, which is the song that plays during the credits of Metal Gear Solid 3, Snake Eater. And then the last song was Comedy from Spy X Family, the anime. It's the first ED. Oh, yeah. I think those are the things. We'll have more extensive credits when we post it on YouTube, because we'll have to post credits for the lyrics of some songs and for also some of the backgrounds. Or at least one of the backgrounds. Yeah. Whew. Okay, so that was the part of the stream that I was like the most stressed about. I was stressed about it because, like, we're still trying to get good at singing or get used to singing. We don't sing on stream all of that regularly, even though we want to get back into it. And singing live, there's so many opportunities to mess up. And I did mess up, and I tried to recover the best I could. I think I recovered pretty well, though. Especially if you don't know the song. If you don't know the song, or you don't know where I would have messed up, then it's a lot harder to see. Although sometimes I did fall out of rhythm. But I really wanted to wait until I had a VTuber model to start singing because I just like that a little bit better, you know? And actually the Tail song specifically, I've been waiting to sing that for like 2 years. I was like, I want to sing this when I get a VTuber model. I really want to sing this when I get a VTuber model. And I did. And I did. Yay. Sometimes dreams can come true. But sometimes nightmares too. Oh, I like that. I like that a lot. I like that a whole lot. Wait, I need to write that down. I'm gonna put that in my Discord bio. It's like it'll probably be hard to forget it there. It could easily get erased if it's in the what do you call it? The if I made a status. Sometimes dreams do come true, but sometimes nightmares too. I think people are just gonna be scared of us when they read our bio now. But hey, we're horridorable critters, so... Hey, Nix. Hope you're having a good day. If I had a nickel for a Fluff sing a Tails theme song, and I had 2 nickels, which isn't a lot, but it's nice and that it's happened twice. I think Drizzle sung it too. If Drizzle didn't sing it, then I sung it before I had a VTuber model, as a way to like hype myself up for eventually getting one. But now welcome to the cockpit. This is the cockpit. I like the cockpit. It is a representation of a part of our headspace that we actually have, where we have a mecha cockpit, like a Gundam. We've actually imagined our body as like a giant robot for longer than we've known we were plural. It's funny the type of things that you like decide or muse about, or like pretend, or like just having your brain in some sort of way before you even know that it's a part of your actual identity, you know? Like, it must be so wild to, like, for example, grow up making a bunch of animal noises and then find out there's a whole community of people who make animal noises and more. It's kind of wild. I just made and worked for like 30 plus minutes. I thought I was going to say hours. 30 plus minutes picking up my top 10 albums that inspired me. Ooh. That sounds cool. My name dropping one? I love music and would love to get some stuff to add to my listen to list. I did a robot thing. Found out that I have DPDR. DPDR? DPDR. Depersonalization derealization disorder. Oh. Oh. I didn't know this was a thing. This is a great segue. This is a great segue. Oh shit, I forgot chat is still right there. I need to fix the hell out of chat. Oh my god, this thing is still happening. Okay, so I don't know if you noticed, but there's like a little loading thingy on my on the screen. This is supposed to be my desktop, which I think means that nothing's gonna show up on my desktop because it's not loaded. Oh no, it does. But the fucking loading thingy is on it though, which is kind of annoying as hell. Like incredibly annoying as hell. Meow. I'm testing my zooms. I need something a little bit more hype. Okay, this is a hype, but also this is better. Titties? Lust from Beyond. How the hell do I fix that? Huh? Oh, wait. Oh, wait, that's not what that is. It's something on top. Okay, well, that's good to know. As soon as I figure out what it is. Oh. Oh. It's the thing from when I streamed with Ratty. It was still trying to pull up her stream. That's what was happening. Oh my god, I don't believe I thought that that was actually my desktop loading. I'm smart, I swear. God. Oh, I can be bigger. This is from Owlboy if anyone's like, but why? Or I should say, but what is this music? I mean, it actually does say Owlboy main theme. I was gonna say I mentioned it specifically because Spotify, the plugin we have will show what song is playing in Spotify and who's the artist, but it doesn't show necessarily the album. And most OSTs don't say what the album is in the artist title or in every song title. Was it there? Oh yeah, I was gonna switch I was gonna sleeves. Let's sleeves. More serious. But for chat, I'll pick number 4 off my list. The Art of Drowning by AFI. I haven't heard AFI in a very long time. She's the smartest bimbo, which is like crowning the tallest dwarf. Oh my gosh, now I'm thinking of that movie, what was it, Idiocracy? This is like the average intelligence guy in a world where everyone's like the average person's much stupider. What do I want to do right now before going into games? Because we're not playing games right now. Oh, right, now I remember. Tier list. A plushie tier list. Okay, so plushies. These are very specific plushies. I must warn you. These are plushies from Mysterious American McGee, not sponsored. We saw that someone was reacting really negatively on Twitter about the existence of these plushies. And it came to our timeline because someone retweeted it being like, yo, just because someone's marketing to people based on their mental illnesses doesn't mean that's necessarily a bad thing. How about you ask people who have these mental illnesses whether or not they want plushies that reflect those mental illnesses? Because I do. And of course, we do too. And we were looking through them and they were super duper cute. So I decided to make a tier list of some of them. They have a lot, and some are actually not actually made yet. They're actually, what's the word? Like, in progress. So this site isn't, I don't think this site is, like, very big. I don't know whether or not to call it indie or not, but, like, obviously, like, they're picking up momentum. And a lot of people have takes about, like, whether or not it's disrespectful to trivialize mental illnesses. It usually comes in the form of people being like, oh, like, don't have a shirt that says, oh, I'm so OCD or something like that, you know? I guess it could probably even extend to be proud of me, I have autism. Be patient, I have autism hats. I actually haven't seen anyone wear that hat in real life, though we would. In Flesh Space, we would totally wear that kind of hat. And I know Drizzle has worn it on stream before. But, like, it's a meme, but it can also be really helpful. But even beyond that, just, like, being able to find a sense of identity that's positive, or at the very least, not my life is over, my life sucks type things about it. Like, we know people who also have ADHD, for example, who hate their ADHD, and of course it makes our life very challenging, but, like, we don't necessarily hate it, you know? I guess it'd be weirder to say that about depression, though, like, depression has made us more reflective and stuff. Like, there's a flip side to all types of bad things in life, right? But I was just so inspired that I thought I could make a tier list. So we're gonna go through them. Okay, so this first one I believe is ADHD Bat. And of course, what's the word? Capitalism? Capitalism does this shit a lot. Like, if you have an identity, you will be marketed to. Under capitalism, you basically don't even have an identity unless you can be marketed to, honestly. I do like that they at least have the respect to have, like, information about what the thing is. So even people who are, I guess, what's the word, if I was to have a, like, low standards for how people interact with a website like this or whatever, I forgot what you say in bad faith. If I were thinking of, like, folks in bad faith doing the stuff that someone was saying of, like, trivializing mental illness, it's nice that this is here. So in case you come to the site and you just think it's cute, like, literally you can read what it is. I'm personally a bigger fan of, like, person with phrasing of it, as opposed to, in this case, ADHD sufferers. But I get it. I totally get it. ADHD Bat? ADHD.bat.exe? Blue screen. For ADHD sufferers, when your thoughts get going, they get going fast. It can be hard to maintain a straight line with so much going on. Whether you're hyperactive and attentive or combined type, your thoughts can carry you away on a wave. It can be hard to stick to one thing, but we like to think of it as an ocean of equally interesting things casting a wave over the mind, rather than simply being distracted. Oh, it even comes with a little tote bag. And bees! Oh my god! It comes with bees! Wait. I'm sorry. Bees! There we go. I like this one. It also looks like a Kingdom Hearts Heartless. Oh, the bees are like all the thoughts. Oh, it makes me think of what was it? Milk Outside a Bag of Milk, and how thoughts were represented as fireflies. That's pretty cool. I'm gonna give it a B. That was not on purpose. B bat. Bees? Bees! We're pretty neutral on our own ADHD and others, except for all those ADHD Berry and similar accounts. ADHD Berry? I'm assuming they're like joke accounts, like people pretending to have, people playing a character of having ADHD in a particular context. Probably not so fun. What's your spirit animal? Do you mean ADHD? You probably mean ADHD. Bees, my god. Bruce Wayne. My spirit animal is a deer, I think. You mean, I want to mention this because I definitely don't want to police how people talk, but I do want to make people aware that a lot of Native people have been trying to remind people that the use of the spirit animal memes it feels really disrespectful. And someone could easily say my persona, though obviously with Issy being a dog and saying that their spirit animal is a deer, obviously there's something different with that. Like, someone who's a furry isn't necessarily gonna say that their spirit animal is the animal that they kin. I guess you can also kin an animal and not be. It's complicated, is what I'm saying. So like, you're not gonna get in trouble for saying it in this space, but I didn't want to bring it up because I don't think we've ever talked about spirit animals on this stream before, like ever, which is funny as hell. But then again, we're black furries with a mostly white audience, so I'm not surprised it didn't come up. I think the last time native rights and stuff came up was I think Dust had a very special Thanksgiving stream where he was reading about the occupation of I forgot what prison that was. It's the really famous one. The really famous one that's on an island off the coast of New York. That whenever there's old gangster movies, people get sent there and they're like, oh, "You're never coming back." Apparently, that was land that was promised back to Native Americans when the prison was done being a prison. But then when it was done being a prison, the government was like, "Actually, I don't think I wanna." So they didn't. But it became a whole thing. It was really interesting. Damn, I don't think we ever uploaded that stream. Weird of us. Right, sorry. I don't really like talking about spirit animals because of that. Sorry. I do think that there should be there should be more discussion about it. And I think that, I mean, there's this meme joke where it's like, "Oh, what's your spirit animal?" And it's like, "Rebecca, we're white. Just tell me what your persona is already." And recognize it, you can have an animal that you identify with or feel very close to that's not the animal that you see yourself as or are, you know? So we recognize that. And if other folks have any thoughts on different terms for the same idea, I appreciate it. And I want to say this especially clearly in terms of things that relate to tone policing or term policing. We try not to be very big on that. but we do try to, as much as we are comfortable with our own language, try to tailor our language for the comfort of others that we don't want to hurt. And that's the thing, like putting other people's emotions first. There's a lot of people, and I know this is like a right thing, like a politically right thing to do, especially, but like anyone can do it, feel like they're being expected to be too like paragonish, being expected to feel like they have to do too much, jump through too many hoops to not get canceled or not get socially shunned or like to not be considered a bigot in some way. And it's a struggle for everyone, you know? And we also recognize that. And I think this came up a while back even with like, there was kind of a small cultural moment, at least on our side of the internet, with like mental health stuff, where we saw a lot of people trying to take terms like idiot out of their vocabulary, or stupid, or dumb, not just because of like I guess like self-harm, like emotional self-harm type reasons, or like talking down to yourself, but mostly because a lot of those terms kind of come from like ableist thoughts about people. Like someone who was called dumb like hundreds of years ago could easily be someone with a like some mental health type stuff today. Might have a developmental disorder, for example. And it was pointed out to us that like, because of how long a term is being used a certain way, that its original meaning is eroded, and generally we don't see it like that, you know? Even though it's not surprising that like a word like dumb has that kind of root, the fact that gay was originally meaning happy, but now if you say gay means, and if you talk about gay in the happy context, then you're generally considered being tongue-in-cheek. So, like, language isn't clean. It's very messy. And that's okay. Rant over? I don't really think of it as a rant, but my ADHD brain went, we need to talk about this right now. Okay, so what's the next one? Anxiety Rabbit. Anxiety Rabbit's really cool. I like how some of these plushies have their own fucking plushies. So great. Anxiety Rabbit. Do you have anxieties? You are not alone. Everyone has anxieties. It's just that some people hide them better than others. What if you could hide your anxieties a little better? Anxiety Rabbit is here to help. Whisper your troubles to the little white worry bunnies, and then zip them away inside the Anxiety Rabbit. As time passes towards the next full moon, see the rabbit? Your worries will gradually fade away. Don't toy with the worry bunnies after midnight. Wait until sunrise the next day. Let your Anxiety Rabbit rest from constant worry face from time to time. Use the thank you pose to give thanks for the little positive things. Oh my gosh, I do wish that it said specifically like the medical diagnosis for like anxiety, or I suppose generalized anxiety disorder, but I do like how in opening it up and being like everyone has anxieties, it does like normalize it. Hopefully in the good way, because some people think that normalizing means trivialization, that someone would take it as to mean, oh, well, everyone has anxieties, like everyone gets a little depressed, what are you worried about? Like, that's the bad way. But if you recognize that like it's a universal experience, but what's not universal is the depth of the experience that some people have, that, you know, in the form of like a disorder or mental illness or neurodivergency, then like it's a little bit easier to empathize with, I think. And I think empathy is useful a lot in the like mental illness, mental health, or just the disabled community. I'll just call it the disabled community. I think that it would be really nice to have a lot more empathy, because we get really infantilized. Ironic, I know, considering where we are. And considering them, these are plushies. But this also, like, comes with a little ritual. They tell you a little ritual to help you with your anxiety. I think that's beautiful. But that's just me. Anxiety Rabbit? Anxiety Rabbit is S tier. I really like that. I really like that. The only thing that could have been better on the page was to tell you what generalized anxiety disorder is. Generalized anxiety disorder is actually the only psychiatric disorder we're taking medication for. And we're currently off our meds. We're trying. In reference to ADHD berries, photogenic white guys who post the lamest, most bland content about ADHD and have their names as ADHD white guy name. Oh, I see. It's hard to describe, and we're really bad at explaining things. I think I got it. We just hate when people use ADHD and autism for, like, branding and content. I see. How do you feel about us, then? I guess I feel like ours is, like, a lot more respectful. I mean, even people who have it can be, like, disrespectful of the community. We had a friend ask us, like, oh, wait, why do you put BPD in your tags? I mean, but we're mental health streamers, so we want to be open about that stuff, obviously. But I am curious where the line is. Though, obviously, something like ADHD berry seems a lot, like, on the more egregious side. The reason I said deer or elk is because of my family's name crest, and because it feels like an animal family protector would be a royal elk that protects our family. Oh, that's so cool! That's very cool. We basically started having our health decline because of our anxiety, but that just makes us think it should be normalized even further. Mood! I mean, our anxiety, like, I don't know if I want to say it leveled up, but it got a friend during the pandemic. Our anxiety got worse, and we ended up having agoraphobia, or we developed agoraphobic tendencies, which I think turned into full-blown agoraphobia. Though we are able to go outside at least decently now, as long as we don't have to talk to people extensively. We skateboard. We try to skateboard consistently to help with that. Okay. Oh, this is my favorite one. This one's the borderline personality disorder rabbit. Perfect. Excuse me. This is a very big and emotionally hard thing to do, and set boundaries with a friend and telling them that we won't be sexually active with them without being asked if we're okay with it first. Oh, I see. Did you used to have, like, blanket permissions or something? Or did you just have a friend that just DM'd you really sexual stuff, like, out of nowhere? Because, damn. That would not be great. But I'm glad you put down your boundaries. Very good. I'm glad my agoraphobicness has faded since 2020, but yeah, it was rough. I guess ours was the opposite of that, like the pandemic is kind of what spurred it on. Though our current living situation has been helping us cope with it and hopefully get better. This is version 2 of BPD Rabbit. The redesigned version features a single button eye and new materials / designs on the backpack. Version 1 will never return, but we might do a version 3 if there are enough meaningful design suggestions and requests. I love how it's like, version 1 will never return. BPD is the single most requested rabbit design of them all. Wow. Honestly, it took us a while to work up the nerve to tackle this one, but here we go. Borderline personality rabbit. BPD is described online and by reputable sources as having some of the following symptoms: fear of abandonment, difficulty being alone, unstable relationships, shifting and or distorted self-image, impulsive and or destructive behaviors, self-harm, extreme emotional swings, chronic feelings of emptiness, and explosive anger. But we all recognize that no such list can be all-inclusive, nor does it necessarily represent your own personal experiences with BPD. And, as we embark on a crowd design process around this rabbit, we must also accept that no single design can capture all of the variables of BPD and the specific expressions found among the individuals. Whatever design we end up with will be, above all else, a compromise based on the limitations of plush design and our shared experiences. BPD set includes BPD Rabbit, black and white thinking bunnies, BPD backpack worn on the BPD Rabbit, and one tote bag. I like the the white bunny is for when you paint someone white, and the black bunny is for when you paint someone black. So for people who have no idea what the fuck I'm talking about, so there are many things with BPD, but there's this thing that's called painting white and painting black. It's a dialectic of sorts. It's technically a binary, but you can learn to see it as a dialectic. So essentially, if you are painting someone white, you're seeing them as an angel. You're seeing them as amazing. This is my best friend. They're amazing. They'll never do anything to hurt me. They'll always keep my best interests in mind. They're the most amazing person I ever met. I don't think I know an artist better than XYZ. That's painting someone white. Oh my god, my ex is crazy, disgusting. I don't believe that they even exist. Gosh, they don't even think of anyone's feelings ever. Painting someone black. Basically not being able to see anything positive about a person if you're painting them black, and on the flip side, not being able to see any negative points of painting someone white. It's probably more obvious with painting someone black how damaging that can be. Or how bad that can go, because you'll be bad-mouthing a person. But it might not always happen with someone who, like, you don't have any contact with. I use an ETS as an example because that's a common subject that people don't think critically about, and will be like, okay, I'm thinking about this person who hurt me. I will only think of them in a very negative light because that's the the strongest emotional experience I have with that person. And I'm hurt. And I'm reliving that hurt. That's what a lot of people do, regardless of BPD or whatever. But with someone who has BPD, it can be a lot worse, especially because, like, those critical faculties are, like, it's not even just not learning the critical skills to be like, oh shit, maybe I'm being hella biased right now. It's kind of being caught in a maelstrom of emotions. One way that we've described our BPD, or BPD in general, is like having your speakers turned up. It's the same sound, but like everything is louder. All emotions are louder. Stuff like that. It can be really, it can be a really hard struggle. I didn't even think about the white bunny and the black bunny before. Gosh, we could totally do a video on this. Oh, splitting. I have heard that term before. It is sometimes called splitting. We generally don't use the term splitting because we sometimes get confused with like plural splitting and like someone splitting into multiple separate headmates. So we usually think of splitting in a multiplicity context and not a BPD context. So many experiences with BPD. So yeah, it's not gonna surprise you at all. It's an S. Oh, the next one is depression. Short and sweet. Painting someone white sounds extremely dangerous. Oh yeah. There's even another term for folks who. Okay, so I explained painting white. There's also a term called a favorite person. It essentially is the same as painting someone white, but like it's also someone you feel incredibly safe with, and like trust a lot. A lot of people can only have one FP at a time. Some people can have multiple FPs at a time. Sometimes you can have like a really positive experience with someone new and they become your favorite person for a while, but then you get disappointed with something that they do, and then because of the whiplash of, oh, this person's great, oh, they did something bad that upset me, now you're painting them black. Or maybe not even painting them black, but don't have any enthusiasm about their existence anymore. Go completely neutral. That's been known to happen. And whether it's painting white or having an FP, it is very dangerous in that it makes you more susceptible to being groomed and just manipulated in general. Actually, it happened to us at least once that resulted in us becoming homeless. It's fucking wild. Anyway, Depression Rabbit. Its empty eyes are filled with sadness. The Mayo Clinic describes depression as a mood disorder that causes a persistent feeling of sadness and a loss of interest, also called major depressive disorder or clinical depression. It affects how you feel, think, and behave, and can lead to a variety of emotional and physical problems. You may have trouble doing normal day-to-day activities, and sometimes you may feel as if life isn't worth living. More than just a bout of blues, depression isn't a weakness, and you can't simply snap out of it. Depression may require long-term treatment, but don't get discouraged. Most people with depression feel better with medication, psychotherapy, or both. Yo, they have a YouTube video about depression. What? Oh, it's just 20 seconds. Depression rooftop LED? Oh my god, it's a fucking commercial for the Depression Rabbit. I swear, this is the weirdest thing. It's cute though. It's nice to see it to scale. I didn't know they had commercials. And our Depression Rabbit tries to capture some of these ideas through its blue color, stubby limbs indicating loss of interest, broken heart motif, and round shape, for those feeling that you can barely even roll around, much less walk. While this might not exactly mirror your experience with depression, everyone is different. Depression Rabbit can still provide soft cuddles when you most need them. You get the rabbit, which measures approximately 49 centimeters, and you get a tote bag. This one's basic design is really good, and I mean, like, I'm gonna be real, it's kind of hard to fuck up depression. It's kind of hard, in my opinion. Like, it would be weird for them to mess up depression. I'm gonna put it in B though. It's the first one of the ones we've looked at that doesn't have the little stuffed critters with them, so that's interesting. But also it's like, I've been liking the little critters and what the extra things they've added. I've been really appreciating them, so like, I like it less than some of the other ones that I really like because it doesn't have the like those other little accessories. But at the same time, it makes sense also because it's lonely. Okay, our next one is... Oh, that one's Kleptomania. What the heck is that commercial? Why is Depression Rabbit and Blade Runner? This almost looks like something out of, like, Alice in Wonderland. Kleptomania is not simply stealing. People suffering from kleptomania have problems resisting the urge to take things they do not even need or want, and that have no value or easily affordable to them. It can result in serious emotional distress to those suffering the condition as well as people around them. Kleptomania Raccoon is an exclusive product of the Mysterious design and is only available at the Mysterious shop. Beware of limitations and copycats. Regarding the design of our mental health related plushie dreadfuls, we take the topics of mental health and mental health awareness seriously. That's why our design team only creates plushies related to mental health issues with which they have direct experience. In cases where our team does not have direct experience, we assemble an external team of experts to help guide our creative process. In addition, we use crowd design to engage a wide range of voices via platforms like Instagram and Facebook. We gather and respond feedback from our audience, many of whom have direct experience with the mental health issues we're exploring, and while we strive to represent as many aspects of a particular mental health issue as possible while avoiding stereotypical symptoms, we hope you understand that plush toys as an artistic medium do not limit the full expression of a particular issue to those things that can be crafted in fabric and stitching. Wow, this is good. I'm discovering a lot about this company. I thought they were going to say more about kleptomania, but I guess there's not a ton to say in regards to symptoms. But we don't have kleptomania, so we can't say for sure. I'm gonna put it in C. It works, but it's also something that it's out of all the ones that we've looked through so far, it's one of the ones we don't have. So that might be part of why it doesn't resonate. But like, I don't know, the design doesn't pop to us the way that the other ones do. American McGee did make 3 Alice in Wonderland themed games that have themes about mental health and trauma. So, that's probably, that makes sense now. IDK seems like they're as sensitive to mental illness as any for-profit company can be. Honestly, in less sensitiveness. I mean, I guess in terms of mental health specifically, maybe not necessarily. But then again, like, I have grown up in a capitalist society, and like, someone communicating themes that are reflective, that are commonly, themes. People going about things in a capitalistic way feels natural, even though we try to, like, be aware of it. So, like, sometimes it's like, we're a business and we care about you. It's like, oh, really? I don't think they actually care about me. But, like, I don't know. It's weird. I mean, I have profit incentives for streaming. That's not to say I think of the people who watch me as customers. And obviously there's a big difference between selling plushies and entertaining people as an animal on the internet. But, like, sometimes it feels weird that sometimes we get money for doing this. Like it's compromising something. Let's see. I believe that next one is for migraines. Migraine rabbit. Big brain. Hurty. Migraines suck. Not only do they hurt like hell, but they take away from the normal business of life. And they rob you of time that you want to be spending with your loved ones. Shakes fists at migraines. How dare you, migraines! Oh, that's like a pouch. Cool. So it can be removed. Whoa, and there's like a fucking fissure in their head. Sick. Migraine Rabbit features a broken heart to indicate the emotional pain caused by all that lost time. It's got red tired eyes and a split down the middle of the skull. There are also scars on the arms to indicate the general physical despair caused by migraines. But most importantly, there's a removable migraine brain octopus you can stick atop Migraine Rabbit's head. That little jerk. Look at its little angry eyes. I know what it's doing. And inside the migraine brain, a little pouch where you can store your headache relief stuff. One final detail, embroidered on the bottom of the feet, symbols for a crowd and a shooting star taken from alchemy. These represent the ominous and unpredictable arrival of terrible pain in the head. Okay. That's actually pretty neat. I think you can get an A. And I like that they have stuff for migraine. There's also one for shyness. There's one for rage. There's stuffies here for stuff that you don't need a diagnosis for, which I also appreciate. Which one are we on? I don't know which one that is. Misophonia Rabbit. This one I actually had to look up. So apparently it is a disorder that's characterized by like having fight or flight responses triggered when you hear noises that are supposed to be normal to other folks or like don't affect other people negatively. Stuff that may seem trivial, like whistling or I don't know, like snapping fingers or something. I once knew someone who got really angry when anyone was like chewing their food with their mouth open because of the sound. And we've only known a few people who are like that. And it don't just mean like, oh, could you please close your mouth? That's kind of rude. More like explosive anger. And I'm not necessarily diagnosing those people, but it is the closest experience we've seen to people reacting like how the symptoms of this are when we looked it up. But we'll see what it says. Most people have sounds that annoy them, but people with misophonia not only hear and notice sounds they don't. Most people have sounds that annoy them, but people with misophonia not only hear and notice sounds many don't, but those sounds are like a cheese grater to their nervous system. Eating sounds, cleaning fabrics, or even slightly sniffles from others can send sufferers into a meltdown. Misophonia Rabbit set includes the rabbit with too many legs, one Slayer of Slurping Sounds battle axe, one collectible tote bag to keep your friend in. Rare. They kind of look like a tar. I have to say, some of the best things about these stuffies are the fucking accessories. Definitely an A. Definitely an A. I think that this, especially since we hadn't heard of this one, I would say this disorder in particular probably needs a lot more visibility. Especially because it's something that can be misinterpreted as just being like a meanie bobini. And that's never great. Kind of like how people with BPD are very much framed by a lot of people as, oh, it's just a thing that makes you an abuser, or makes you not care about other people's emotions, or makes you a burnout, or something like that. What the hell is this one? Why is it glowing? Oh, no, that's... Maybe the file got weird and corrupted or something. I believe this is this one. Cause none of the others match the description for this one. Okay. I guess the image just got weird. Which is funny because this is the one that applies to us a lot, even though we don't. It's weird. We don't identify with dissociative identity disorder, but it's basically just a framework we don't like. We could probably get a diagnosis of it, but like, well, we don't want to necessarily because of how the medical industry tends to treat people with DID, but also in the sense of like our pluralness, our multiplicity and stuff. Like, we maneuver it with like on so many levels, and there's so many moving parts that like it almost feels like diminishing diminishing everything our current framework could deal with to be like, oh yeah, we just have DID. Not to say that you can't say have a DID diagnosis, identify proudly as someone with DID, and then also identify as plural. But especially when we found out that dissociative identity disorder was a term chosen to like lean away from what the old term multiple personality disorder was implying, it made us feel really even more weird about dissociative identity disorder even as a term, let alone a framework, because generally dissociative identity disorder was chosen over multiple personality disorder so as not to imply that people were multiple people. It was to imply there was disorder of having several different identities. One implies the existence of multiple different people. The other implies the existence of multiple different ways of looking at yourself, or different selves, but more like a slideshow of masks always feels like to me when I think of it like that. Obviously not everyone thinks of it like that, you know, but like it just makes a shake. Dissociative identity disorder is described as a severe form of dissociation that can be associated with multiple personalities and identities. Previously, multiple personality disorder was a catch-all term, but it has since been split into different conditions: DID, OSDD-1A, and OSDD-1B. With some systems still left outside the definition of what would constitute MPD. Whoa! Wait, that's kind of neat. I didn't think that they would I didn't think they would throw us plural folks a bone. Though of course this is still a mental disorder. These are still mental disorder plushies. So like the fact that we didn't expect any sort of nod to the existence of systems outside of the medical framework, that kind of comes with the territory. But it's nice. It's nice to see. And they did say that they try to have people on staff that have that neurodivergency before making a plush. Many with DID have developed / become a system, two or more distinctive personalities, where one personality can take control of the body. They can have distinct or shared memories. DID is not simply losing time as it is memory recall distinct to personalities within the system. Some identities may have their own preferences, and even age, race, time period. Some with DID also completely lose physical control by fainting during switching, which can be worrisome and dangerous. Whoa, another thing I didn't expect them to acknowledge, the difference between age, because you can have folks of different ages in your system. Ironically, the term little, before it was adopted or at least popularized within the like ADBL age play ancillarily community, it was a term used in medical circles or in the medical community as a headmate, personality alter, whichever jargon you're using at that at that time, someone whose age is of a kid, which is actually how I started out. I like that it doesn't linger on like how there are differences in like different headmates, because mentioning that there can be differences in the time period that a headmate is from or their race, I think is really, really good. There's a lot of people who are very uncomfortable with the concept of what you call it, what some people call transracial. I wouldn't say it's the same thing, but it has an incredible amount of overlap, especially because people don't tend to choose those internal senses of age, race, or time period. A headmate just pops out and they're 8 years old and white in a black body. It'd be weird. I'm not describing myself though. Though we do have headmates that, if they did have human sonas, would not be black. Although it is, especially right now, can be a lot more complicated for someone in like progressive circles with headmates of different races than their bodies, because there's a lot of attention on that sort of thing right now, and a lot of people consider it much, much more than a faux pas. And we know systems who have headmates of different races within their system, and they struggle with it all the time. And sometimes they don't even talk about it openly because they don't want to get like yelled at, which I completely understand. Although sometimes it can cause internal problems too, because us making a headmate who didn't identify as black have a black coded sona kind of fucked them up. Go figure. Okay, so I have to keep looking at this one, the thing. Okay, so let's kind of... Wait, did it actually say... Okay, so this actually had information about DID, but it didn't talk about what the different parts of the plush represented. I mean, I can see different faces here. I can't tell if this is supposed to be a needle? Like a pen needle? I think it's embodying more of the disassociation part than the like multiple cells part. And especially with like, I guess in a way, since they are talking about how what was multiple personality disorder is now split up amongst DID, OSDD1 A and OSDD1B, that like there would be differences. And I don't think that this plush is trying to say that it's all of those. And like they said before, like not everyone's experiences are the same. So just because this doesn't necessarily like spark a lot of recognition for us, other than the eyes, totally the eyes. The eyes, so much the eyes. The eyes are my favorite part. I probably will rank it lower than I would if it did align with my my personal feelings about I guess DID. But it's neat. It can go and see. It's not bad. Memo to self. Recommend The Machinist for a movie night. What got you thinking of The Machinist? Or The Machinist? I've heard of that movie. I know nothing about it. I think it's a horror movie, though. Ooh, this next one is PTSD. Ooh, excuse me. Wow, how long have I been streaming? I've been streaming for 2 hours and 16 minutes, and I still haven't played a video game. Wild. Not sure if I'm plural / want to identify that way, but totally the eyes, 100%. Very. So this one is the PTSD bunny. I wonder if they'll have a complex PTSD bunny next. This got me thinking of Fear and Hunger, I swear, with the chains. It has a little mask. Does the mask come off? Oh! Oh no! I love this one! We're gonna go over it, but this is an S. This is an S. This is an S all the way. No! You got the Angie mask and then you got the Happy mask. Oh. I didn't expect that. And then he turned himself into a crying bunny. It was the saddest shit ever. Damn, this is my absolute favorite one now. It's just like me for real. What the fuck is with these ads? Why are you like this? I swear, there's nothing wrong with the fact that they have these ads, but like, gosh, I don't know how to feel. I can see how someone could look at one of these and go, is this just taking advantage of mentally ill people? I totally understand someone having that perspective. But I mean, it's a stuffy. What else are you gonna do to it? Fuck it. Like, you just kind of cuddle it. I mean, sometimes I literally do that, but sometimes when you do something on camera that you don't normally do on camera, it just seems weird, especially when you're like staging it for a shoot, you know? It can be really weird. I am glad there is a happy mask, though. Trauma linked to PTSD is often the result of the destruction of our reality. Damn, y'all don't pull punches. Trauma linked to PTSD is often the result of the destruction of our reality. A confrontation with chaos results in our trust and understanding of the laws of nature becoming unmoored from our perceptions. The earth falls from beneath our feet. We are left floating in the void of the unknown. Who can we trust? How can we know what's real? Who are we? And how do we regain our ability to be again? Once known as shell shock, WMD defines I just remember, I think one of our first video essays was actually about PTSD. PTSD and nostalgia. Once known as shell shock, WebMD defines post-traumatic stress disorder as a serious condition that can develop after a person has experienced or witnessed a traumatic or terrifying event in which there was serious physical harm or a threat. PTSD is a lasting consequence of traumatic ordeals that cause intense fear, hopelessness, or horror. Examples of things that can bring on PTSD include sexual or physical assault, the unexpected death of a loved one, an accident, war, or natural disaster. Families of victims can develop PTSD, as can emergency personnel and rescue workers. You'll get a PTSD bunny, non-removable cuffs, tiny trauma rabbit, 2 interchangeable emotion masks. As much as like I kind of want them to go into more like the symbolism and stuff, like it's there. Like, okay, so there's the hole in the chest. There's like a void in your soul. You've been hurt so much by reality that there is no there anymore. There's just a big cavity. I get it. Very good symbolism. You got the shackles that even when happy, don't come off. But kind of reminds me of that character in Street Fighter. I forgot what the character's name was because they weren't in a lot of the vanilla games. They're like in turbos and stuff. Is it Cody? There's a Street Fighter character who literally has like a ball and chain. Like, he broke out of prison. But it's, he also uses it as a weapon. So having to, like, find ways to cope with it and not just have it, like, be a hindrance I think is a big thing for a lot of mental health thingies. I mean, the fact that, like, people say that a lot about ADHD can be nice, that, like, it has a lot of problems, but you can not necessarily turn it around, but you can get a lot of positive things out of it too, is nice. Though I don't like how currently ADHD is being used as, like, something to aggrandize because of the amount of productivity someone can have. Because if you get ADHD person on a good day in the right circumstances and medicated and stuff, they will work longer and more sustained than a neurotypical counterpart, at least sometimes. But I don't think there is a way to make PTSD work for your empathy, for your productivity. It can help with your empathy, though. I think our PTSD has helped us incredibly with empathy, even with folks who suffer in ways that we don't. Because we have suffered in ways that we know a lot of other people haven't. We ironically understand the pain of being less understood, or the pain of your trauma being so traumatic than someone just hearing about it can. Oh shit, I think that's, like, literally the plot of that movie Smile. Yeah, Smile really dropped the ball. It's a movie about mental health, but, like, I put really big disclaimers on it. We haven't seen it yet, but the discussions we've seen around it make us feel like we will need aftercare after we see it. Because the message that the movie leaves you with is that you are broken. And that is not the message you want to leave mentally ill people with. Personally. But yeah, I was gonna say I do like how there's two masks. And I think it's interesting that it's, like, sad underneath, putting on a happy mask or an angry mask. I was really surprised to see the crying, but it made sense. I was more surprised to see the happy mask because I don't usually think of it as, like, a component. But, like, you can be well, and sometimes you have to pretend to be okay. And honestly, although, like, PTSD has been framed for a long time before it was known to be something that could occur in anyone. It was very much related to soldiers and, like, aggression and stuff, and, like, feeling like you're still needing to fight even though you're safe. In the more dramatic, explosive way that sometimes movies display, I think is where, like, PTSD has gotten its I guess its reputation for, like, someone with PTSD might, you know, be really angry and respond really angrily to something, or be really aggressive about something. And I think that nowadays people don't jump to thinking that it's characterized by, like, anger, or at least externally. I mean, ironically, I think that a lot of people who are trying to say, like, oh, you shouldn't be weak and you should hide your emotions and stuff, are literally doing harm to, like, people they don't even know. In the sense that, like, even without being told, people are not trying to be, like, super vulnerable out here, you know? At least not everywhere. I mean, in my community, in our community, in the Fluffbite community, like, we try to be vulnerable and stuff, and we try to allow people to be vulnerable. But we understand that that's rare, and that's not what a lot of people get outside of, you know, being in safe spaces. I mean, they're called safe spaces for a reason, right? Yeah, this one's gonna stay with me. This one's gonna stay with me for a long time. This is the first one I want to get. Fucking comorbidities, I swear. We're not gonna get into it, but there was a significant chance we repressed our queerness after our trauma. It totally redefined our experience with it for a while afterward. I think that's completely understandable. It's kind of much too relatable. Thank you for sharing that though. Rage Rabbit. Does your head come off, or is that just a smaller one? Interesting. Makes me think of when people like hurt themselves. I think it just comes with a smaller one. Rage Rabbit. Grr, Rage Rabbit is here. In the immortal words of Dr. Banner, that's my secret captain, I'm always angry. But pull the head off of Rage Rabbit and reveal the bandage and pitiful face underneath. A transformation guaranteed to traumatize children and small dogs. Because what lurks underneath anger is a true emotion we choose not to share with the world. It could be sadness, guilt, hurt, or jealousy, but anger is always a mask. What hides under your mask? The next time you experience anger, rip the head off Rage Rabbit and remind yourself that what you're really doing is something hidden deep inside. Find it, fix it, then stick your head back on. So this one is like a something everyone can deal with, or everyone deals with kind of thing. I think it's an interesting exercise. Though sometimes I don't think anger is always a mask. I think sometimes anger is like part of the entire dish. Like if I'm being treated badly and I'm angry about it, I'm not necessarily sad at the same time. I could be sad at the same time, or sad underneath my anger, or I could just be righteously angry at someone being an asshole. Symbol with a removable head. Comes with a rage-proof sturdy canvas bag. Okay, so some of the videos they have are literally of people like showing the thingy. Okay, got it. I want to give it a C+. You know? I'll put it in B. I'll put it in B. Okay, we got 4 left. Well, this one's fun. Schizophrenia Rabbit. Low B tier. We'd like to think it's had positive or neutral effects to say our personality / thinking, and not the involuntary reactions like hypervigilance and all that. Fawning mask. Wow. I'm glad that these stuffies are kind of bringing these conversations out of folks. See you, Rafua. Thank you for coming round. Seeing a cool crocodile thing in your DMs for later. It's a secret thing that'll help us later. This is a lot more basic than I expected. Does it have holographic eyes? I can't tell. Ah, this one's not done. This rabbit is currently in development. Some parts / features are unfinished and or may be subject to change. You will get to see the final rabbit in a launch email before you order. So this actually doesn't include the description for the disorder. Since it's incomplete, I won't officially grade it. I won't even put it on the thingy. Because maybe we'll do this again, or I'll have Drizzle do it and see how Drizzle ranks. Let's go with sensory processing disorder jellyfish rabbit. That's a mouthful. I definitely want to hug it though. Sensory processing disorder, also sometimes called sensory integration disorder, is a condition where the brain does not receive or interpret signals the way most others do. For some of us, even the seam on a pair of socks can be too much. That might be a mildly annoying noise to most, but for others, it may bring extreme pain to people who have this condition. For those that feel like sometimes we have too many feelers out there taking in information, we present our sensory processing jellyfish rabbit. Soft and cuddly. Ooh, terry fabric. That's always good. That's very baby core. That's like a lot of baby toys are made out of terry cloth. They're very chewable. Extremely soft. The fabric is extremely soft, but it is stimulating. If you are overstimulated, we're working on a second version just for you. They're like, wait, this one's too stimulating. It'll hurt the people that this was designed for. That's wild. It's kind of interesting, especially as an autistic person, because like we feel a lot of thingies. Like we process a lot, and sometimes we're overwhelmed by our processing. But sometimes something, especially something like a terry cloth stuffy, will feel great. Gosh, I was cuddle the fuck up out of this thing. Yeah, you're just gonna go and B. I don't want to exactly put you. I don't feel right putting you in A because the version your sister version. For people who are overstimulated. You need that one, but yeah. It's nice that they were like, oh shit, we fucked up. We hear you. But also, I guess recognizing that some people probably like that it's so stimulating. So there's that. Compromised. I think a lot of people have this without knowing it. I mean, like, because of the fact that there are so many things that you can have when you have autism, like having sensory processing difficulties in one way or another is fairly common with autism. So like we do try to remind ourselves that like you can have just a sensory disorder and not have like anything else that's associated with autism. And I like that there is like visibility for that type of stuff. I think the messed up thing about like mental health in our society right now is that like you're incentivized to assume there's nothing wrong with you or that you're quote unquote normal if nothing's come up. As if there's like going to be like some, like you're gonna get a fucking letter from Hogwarts, except it's, you have this mental disorder. Like, we had to do research, we had to read books, to find out about depression specifically. Like, there's so much going on. And like a lot of times you can look back retroactively and be like, oh, this meant that and that and that. And that's really good. But in the moment, it's really hard to tell. And there's a lot of people who are like, oh, like self-diagnosis is bad and you need to have a doctor say. And it's like people who were officially diagnosed weren't all like diagnosed as children before they could even like notice it in themselves. And that's the funny thing. If you are peculiar in whatever way, and people only acknowledge it by calling you weird, but then just go about their day, then you're gonna normalize it about yourself that you're just a little weird. For some reason, you just whenever you don't have something to do, you need to have something in your hands or in your mouth. Weird, I know, but doesn't mean there's anything wrong with you. You think. And then years later, you're like, oh shit, while going down a list of fucking ADHD or autism diagnosis criteria. There's not... Resources exist, but it's still not like... I feel like the conversations about mental health are still not normalized enough, but I think that also there's the thing with, especially for marginalized people, wanting to avoid being diagnosed or wanting to avoid their children being diagnosed because of feeling like it'll make their life harder, that they won't get accommodations. And that's scary. And that's actually part of the why we never got diagnosed with anything until we were in college. But we're all on our own journey and we're trying our best. I hope we can all discover more things about ourselves that can help us navigate the world. Us and you. As it turns out, being disgusted by the vast majority of foods and also nylon and also metal/plastic texture they use on dials and also that make things holographic is not normal! I think that's the other side of things. Like sometimes people, some people are just used to how they are and they just assume it's normal or normal for them. That's not anything they need to look into. And then other people think there's something wrong with them, but like not in a very distinct, relatable way. Like they'll be like, oh, I'm like weird and bad because of this thing. Not recognizing that like there are other people who have that and struggle with that and have found ways to navigate it. Because generally you have to find your own equilibrium before you know if you have a thing or not. Before you even start questioning it, you're probably consciously and unconsciously like trying to make up for it. Happens all the time. I mean, we did the same thing with our dyslexia. We didn't know we had dyslexia until like 2 years ago. Or, yeah, until like 2 years ago. And we've been doing so much extra work trying to like be a person with like reading and writing and stuff that we weren't even knowing we were putting in that extra effort because we thought we were normal. Because we were like, why is it so hard to read? Why are words weird sometimes? Why do words look wrong even when we know they're supposed to be right? Self-discovery is a hell of a drug. The thing about any perceived health issue is that most people, including us, rely on having a wealth of resources and descriptions of experiences in order to cope with it, and not having those can be catastrophic, even if it's minor. Oh yeah, for sure. Okay, this is Shy Rabbit. I'm not shy. I just don't like talking to other people, being where other people are, talking on the phone, loud noises, runaway baby carriages, Thursdays. Okay, so I may not like a lot of things involving people and things, but that doesn't mean that I'm shy. Please don't talk to me. I'm scared. Introverts make up a surprising portion of the Earth's population. While we may not all suffer from social anxiety, some of us prefer to be on our own, and that's okay. Shy Rabbit, on the other hand, avoids social situations, including confronting shyness itself. Monday brings with it the fear of being asked the same question she's heard every Monday morning for years, and still not being able to answer without awkwardness. Thursday night brings up fear that someone will ask her to participate in social events on Friday. Sometimes the things that keep us awake at night aren't the things that go bump in the night, but the bump of your heart when someone asks you a question you will stutter to answer. A book could be closed when it gets too intense. A book can be closed when it gets too intense, no matter the situation portrayed on the page. The same cannot be said for everyday life. That's why she likes books, video games, and writing out her feelings where no one can see them. Are you a shy rabbit? I think these are probably amazing for kids. Oh my gosh, these are good. If I was like an awesome auntie or something, I would get like one of every stuffy they had and have it like in my apartment or my house or whatever. And when my nieces, nephews, and nibblings came over, it'd be like, oh, all these plushies, and they could get acquainted with all the different kinds of disorders. And if ever they feel like they identify with one like really, really strongly or something, it'd be like, do you want it? And then they would have it. I'd be a good auntie. Wait, we need to look at this more. Got a little bit of, got a little stitchy. Very doily. Very frilly. It's horror adorable in like a very small way. She's much more low key. I love her huge ears too. C tier, but not in a bad way. I mean, none of them are C tier in a bad way. I like it. They look like a fucking 100 Acre Woods character. But also, grades aren't everything, you know? Oh wait, is that... Maybe that one was supposed to be that one. Because I totally thought we had gotten OCD Rabbit. Yeah, that one was OCD Rabbit. Okay, so actually I will put OCD Rabbit. I'll put OCD Rabbit in B. I don't believe we didn't copy Dissociative Identity Disorder Rabbit. Wow. Much shame. Whether it's flicking a light switch a certain number of times, washing your hands in the right order, avoiding cracks on pavements, or my own personal favorite, making sure the volume on the TV is set to an even number. Oh god. We all have those routines we stick to. Some are stronger than others though, and in those compulsive times, why not let OCD Rabbit come to your aid? Give it snuggles or even remove its brain. Give it snuggles or even remove its brain and give it a good hard scrunching until your bugbear passes. Honestly, I feel that wanting to just turn your brain off because it's just doing too many things. We recently found out that when we look at lewd stuff, that we have OCD habits about it that make doing certain things take a lot longer. We've been trying to find a way to like minimize that, because that's probably one of the most annoying things to have OCD about. OCD Rabbit comes with removable and enjoyable scrunchy brain, a removable face mask, a sturdy tote bag, and and it just says how much it measures. Okay. I was like, wait, does it come with does it come with a ruler or something to hit itself? Because it looks like it has self-inflicted wounds. OCD plus self-harm tendencies? Whew, I do not recommend it. 0 out of 10. Oh, okay. It's a 2 out of 10. It's a 2 out of 10. Would not do again. Alright, last one. This last one's a fun one. Well, I guess for some people. For some people, it's probably terrifying. Sleep paralysis rabbit. I'm just gonna put this in S right here. Well, that's like, do I want to put it in? Do I want to put it in A as opposed to S? So these two categories have equal amounts because of reasons, or do I really just think it's actually an A and not an S? Who knows? Not me. Fucking slender rabbit. God. Don't hug me, I'm scared. You wake up in the middle of the night. You cannot move. You see the stuff of nightmares floating above the bed. But you're not really awake, are you? You can't really be seeing this. Can you? For some of us, sleep doesn't come easy, and neither does shifting out of the dream state. About 8% of people report having sleep paralysis at some point in their life. Some people even report having an awful sleep paralysis creature sitting on their chest when they open their eyes. Take a shot back at insomnia and shoot paralysis with this snuggly creature, creepy bun set. Velcro claws, creepy detractable spider bun, also with Velcro paws. Super long ears. Yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot. Very horror-adorable. I love it. I love it. I love it. It's very good. It's very good. And this is like a common occurrence thing. I don't know if you can get diagnosed with sleep paralysis. I'm not sure if people have sleep paralysis problems so much that like it counts as a disorder, though obviously insomnia through things like fear are a thing. We've definitely experienced that before. I don't think we'd ever, maybe not ever, I mean at one point maybe we could have counted as like being insomnic, but I think nowadays we're doing pretty okay with sleep. Our body kind of turns off after a while, to be completely honest. So for now, that's it. Wow. Have to redo it to put a better picture for I forgot which one that was. For OCD Rabbit. So need a better picture for OCD Rabbit. Need to add the rabbit for dissociative identity disorder. Probably leave the schizophrenic bunny out till they finish it. And maybe add one more bunny. There's a bunny that I guess they don't sell anymore that I wish they did, even though they probably didn't stop selling it because of it not being actually I don't know, is gender dysphoria considered a disorder still? I'm pretty sure they took it out of the DSM-5, or at the very least that like being trans in and of itself is out of the DSM-5. Sorry, gender identity disorder, I think, is out of the DSM-5, but not like gender dysphoria specifically. I think that's what it is. But yeah, they had a really cool gender dysphoria rabbit. That was one of my favorite ones, looks-wise, actually. Considering you used to have night terrors every night, I'm very happy for y'all. Oh yeah, thank you. Wow, you remembered that. I guess it's something we talked about multiple times over the years. God, I've been streaming for long enough that we can say over the years. But yeah, like, for folks who didn't know, we used to have night terrors so bad that we would like scream at the top of our lungs and sometimes run through the length of our house. Our parents were not pleased. Not pleased. Gosh, I wish I could go to sleep easier. I like actively struggle to sleep. I don't want to go to sleep because of my weird dreams and loot weird dreams, and also weird dreams not wanting to feel lonely, and not wanting to feel lonely, and just wanting company. Very much mood. Where's gender dysphoria, rabbit? Tell you what, I'll find one for you. If I can find the... Not if. I have to open up my Twitter. I have to open up my Twitter and go to my notifications. But I have to cut around the thing. because I don't want to expose anyone to the bad things. Because it was part of, like, a thread that was being very mean. Oh, actually, I could just save this picture and it's fine. Okay. That button. Okay. So yeah. This is the gender dysphoria rabbit. Very cute, right? And it's like, yeah, the trans flag just goes great on everything. It is an aesthetic. I love it. Okay. Now that that's out of the way, we've done some mandatory chatting. Gosh, that was a lot of chatting. I did not expect that much chatting. I hope y'all enjoyed that, because that was an accident. I did not mean to have that much, I did not mean to have that much to say, actually. We used to have a roommate who was like that. Sometimes they just start screaming at 1 a.m. I can't imagine that being easy to live with. We've been the screamer, but we've never really had to deal with someone else's screaming. Luckily, we've only woke up screaming like once since we've lived in our current place. And I don't think it ever happened at our the place we were at before this current place. But I could be wrong. I didn't front all the time. They weren't comfortable talking about it, but we didn't mind it that much, to be honest. Oh, that's really awesome. Especially considering it can be so hard. Having someone who's not like pressuring you about it or trying to make you feel bad is really nice. I was half expecting Lapis to be like, surprise, I was a gender dysphoria rabbit the whole time! That would be fucking hilarious. I was like, actually, I am sponsored. Here is my plush. That would have been sick. But I'm not a rabbit. I'm a Lombax. Although me identifying as a bunny would probably not be the most surprising thing since I identify as a dog and a cat. I'm weird. Sometimes you're gonna see my mouth move as like false, and you've probably seen it already. Depending on like the angle I'm at, there's some kind of like false mouth movies. So if you think I'm saying something, if you think your audio is broken, you think I'm saying something but no sound is coming out, wait a little bit and see if sound comes out after, cause I may be stemming. Sometimes I stem with it because once I notice it was a thing that happened, sometimes I just go. No talkies, just. We did love it. Should do more tier lists. Thank you for the constructive criticism. I think we will do more tier lists in the future. Since this is my official stream day now, maybe we'll start every stream off with a tier list. Okay, don't keep me to that, but I'll try to have something fun to do at the beginning of streams. It's not just playing a video game. I gotta stretch out my wings. Sponsored by Fluff Light Plushies. It's like Raid, but better because it's not Raid. Trans mask Pennywise. We're all weird down here. God. Meow meow. It is now 9 o'clock. Around the time that I had planned to go on my first break. I might wait a little bit longer though. Wow, had the Owlboy main theme going for like an hour basically, I'm assuming. Okay, checking back the itinerary. I did singing. Actually, I'll add another thing to the itinerary. Stuffy tier list, which we did. Okay, and then I added an extra break to it because, wow. I didn't expect to feel this way at this point in the stream. Because I'm not tired in the physical sense, like, I don't want to go to sleep. But I do feel a little... I'm approaching overstimulation, but I'm not overstimulated yet. So it is a good time for me to take a break. And then I think it'll be best to do that, considering the next thing I'm doing is playing a game that might be kind of aggravating. Some people do call them rage games after all. So I definitely want to be able to get into that headspace without being already approaching overstimulation, so I'm in a good headspace for it. Also, you know, when I'm gonna have to get used to this VTubing thing, because I have light shining in my face 24/7, because we need a ring light for our camera to be able to actually capture our facial stuffy stuffs. So those are all things. I guess I can play like a video essay for you while I'm gone. How about that? I'll play my Bridges Trans essay while I'm gone. How about that? Owlboy does rock. It is hard to play. Talking about overstimulation, I think I needed to mention, gosh, it has so many flashing lights, I swear. If I was any more, like, seizure prone, I wouldn't be able to play it. It is within my ability to play, but oh my god, is that game overstimulating. I've never said this before, but the beginning of Owlboy reflects my relationship with my dad more than any media I've ever experienced. Your dad's a piece of shit then. Damn. Wow. We tried playing Owlboy on stream, like, it feels like a lifetime ago. I think before any of us had VTuber models. And we were having a lot of trouble running it on stream at the same time. We'll have to try it again. I probably will be the one to play it because it resonates with me a lot. But we'll just have to see. Any whoosies, I am gonna go on a breaky. For the games I'm gonna play when I get back, I'll be playing Mighty Jilloff. And I'll be playing a demo for an upcoming game called Sea of Stars, and then I'll also be playing a little bit of a narrative-driven platformer that looks like a storybook called Liar Princess and Blind Prince. If anyone's interested in playing it, specifically my Jilloff, I'll drop a link. Maybe you can beat it before I come back. I guess if you happen to have a Switch, here, you can also try out the Sea of Stars demo. But you have to have a Switch, because there's only a Switch demo right now. Might just go to bed now, since we've been struggling with insomnia. Well, if you are able to go to bed, I really hope you're able to get there. I know how hard it can be. Thank you for being here. This was a great start to the stream, and you made it so much more awesome, Clown Girl Meat. Gosh, that is a weird name to say out loud. Thank you for being your amazing self. It was very fun. Okay. Time for a break. Give me a break. Give me a break. Break me off a piece of that Kit Kat.